Okay, this week we're going to look at Harmony Sequencer again. We're going to pull in Zen, add some effects for the sequencer, just as an example. I've used it with several different synthesizers, AM Synth, for example, and it works the same for all of them. Once again, if you haven't already seen Zen, it can look a little intimidating when you first see it. Go to last season, pull up one of the Zen videos, well, the first one in particular, and see how that works. But otherwise, let's get started with Harmony Sequencer into running a synthesizer with Zen, add some effects. Okay, well, here we go again. Hopefully this looks familiar to you from last week. We were putting some hydrogen drum machines into HarmonySeq, and right now I've increased my tempo here to 80, but right now this is going to be a short one. We're just going to show you how to hook up a synthesizer, what you can do with it to get your appetite whetted a little bit. And so I've brought up Zen, one of my favorites, one of presumably of everybody's favorites. And I will again click this. Well, first let's go check our connections. And I see Harmony Sequencer is going into Zen, and Zen is going into this recording and also into the system, so you can hear it, which is what we want. And we'll come down here, we'll add a sequence. I'll call it Zen, and I think the first one is a choir. And now we're going to start looking at this in a little more detail than what we looked before for the what is this business here. Right now it says I'm going to pick a triad. Let's go here and pick play C. Oh, we'll play C major, and I'll click it back to triad, and notice that these notes, or rather these half steps along the way, change, so that I'll drop that down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all the notes I've really got to play with in this, and that's why stacking up these patterns, both within what is the active pattern and stacking up more of them, can come in handy, because sometimes we might want more of a range than 6 notes. But to start with, we'll come in here and we'll just pick a nice chord. Once again, I'm left clicking and pulling on the little triangle. We'll move that over, and come over here. Channel 1 is enabled. It's on channel 1. If you haven't seen Zen, there's plenty of videos from last season on Zen. We're going out MIDI channel 1. We're coming in MIDI channel 1. Let's give it a try here. I'll turn off the drums for the moment. Okay, and so we'll come in here and let's put up another channel, enabled bass. I'll add a channel here, call it Zen bass, and might as well keep with C major, and we'll drop it down a couple octaves because we want a bass to now. Play on channel 2. Channel 2. Let's give that one a try. Okay, and looking at what we did last time, if you'll recall, we can come down here to the choir, and we can set another pattern. And so let's do that. We'll clone this one over, and that'll be on pattern 1. And let's move that up. And let's go to the base, and we'll do the same thing. We'll clone that pattern, and we'll move that up. Now remember, over here, when the A key is pressed, we're going to set the active pattern of the drum machine to, it was pattern 0. So we'll just add an action to that existing event. And we'll say sequencer, set a different active pattern, and on the choir, make it pattern 0, and add another action. On the bass, make it pattern 0. Come down here when we press the S key, set the active pattern to 1, and add another action. Ooh, I made a mistake over there, didn't I? This is wrong. I wanted that to set the choir. It didn't help. Well, let's get rid of that. And for when the S key is pressed, we will change the active pattern of the sequencer on the choir to pattern 1. So now let's play. To pattern 0. Oops. Okay. Pattern 1. Pattern 0. Pattern 0. There we go. So you see how that works. And once again, we can do various different things here that we'd want. We can come in here and let's do this. We'll come here to the Zen choir and so hopefully that'll give you a little taste. Note, remember with your patterns that we can also come in here. Let me add another event. And with the keyboard, when I hit the D key, I want to change a chord's octave, and we'll change the bass. We'll transpose by, oh no, let's go up 1 octave. Okay, so now let's try. So that's about it. This was going to be a short one. We did the heavy lifting last time when we learned how these connections go. Right now what we've done is we've taken these and we've added a couple new sequences, hooked them to a synthesizer. A synthesizer like Zune that can handle a different sound on each of the 16 channels is really good for this. You can use any synthesizer. When I use AM Synth, though, if you want more than one channel, you've got to start different instances of AM Synth. But again, check that your MIDI channel matches your MIDI channel in the receiving to make sure that you're getting what you want. Set up various different sequences. Remember your time. Oh, we increased from, I think we were 60 last time. I increased to 80 this time. Remember, these are half steps, so this would be a major third, 2 full whole notes between the root and the, let me come back up here, and then, you can count up your half steps or whatever to get your thing. You again, you can have major, minors, augments, diminished, and we go with triads. But if I pick guitar where it's a little bit different, your finger spread's a little different, it looks like he's planned for that, you can go up 2 full octaves on guitar. Or one thing that you can do is you can just simply have your own and come in here and say, okay, well, let's start with, and stack it up your own way. So that's all there is to it this week. Harmony sequencer, add on some synths, remember your drum machine, remember about this business in conjunction with this. This is how many times through the sequencer in a minute, more or less. This is whether you're going to play it once or twice or half times through the sequencer. Resolution can be anything you like. I use 64 sometimes. I really don't know how high this goes. Certainly goes up to 64. So there you go. And we'll see you next week. So that was how to put a sequencer, or rather a synthesizer, to Harmony sequencer. Hope it was helpful to you. I urge you to go try it. Play it with AM Synth. Play it with ALSA modular synthesizer. There's a lot of good ones out there to play with. Next week we're going to continue with Harmony sequencer and show you how to bring all that into Ardour so you can record those tracks and get started with some processing. But until then, hey, give it a try. Have a blast. I'll see you next week.